When we start working with pointers, there are a few extra challenges you're likely to encounter that you don't encounter when you're not working with pointers. The first one is access violations. An access violation is when you read a pointer that doesn't refer, or where you write to a pointer that doesn't refer to something where you're allowed to read or write to. A classic one is where it points to null. If a pointer points to the value null, meaning it has a zero value itself, then you're not allowed to read or write from that location. And if you do, you'll get an access violation and the program will terminate. So watch out for that one. You can check for this easily by saying if the pointer's value does not equal null. If it's not null, then you know you can interact with it, assuming that you've set it appropriately previously. Another challenge is associated with memory leaks. A memory leak is where you allocate space and then forget to free it. So if I had the pointer P here, and we allocate it space on the heap, such as this, that's all good. If at a later point I allocate P again, it gets a new space. But now there's potentially nothing pointing to this space. So I have no pointer that I can use to free that space and give it back to the operating system. You can see if I keep doing this, eventually I run out of RAM, in which case the program terminates. The opposite of that is then trying to access something that we have already freed. So imagine I have two pointers that both refer to the same location in memory. If I free that space, as I'm showing here, and say I freed that via the pointer 1, I then say pointer 1 points to nothing so that I don't accidentally access that value again, that's all good. But if I keep going, pointer 2 still has access to that location in memory. If I read that value, it's still the value 10, but in the future, somebody else is going to have access to that. Somebody else is going to change that value, and we're going to have no real idea why this no longer refers to a valid location in memory. This is a super hard bug to find, but it's something we have to think about. And one thing we try to do, therefore, is give ownership of these pointers, to think about this is the location that refers to that value, and it's as much as possible just in one place. It's something just to think about for the moment.